All right, everybody. Good morning. Let's pull. Well, it's morning where I am. Let's pull a reading, shall we? I wanted to do a pick a card. Kind of thought it might be fun to do a pick up card on the rest of October. I know there's not a lot left, but it's a departure from the weekly readings that I do that are sort of the mass consciousness, and then any other individual readings that I do that might be for one or two people. The pick a card is two separate groups of folks. So it gives you an option to really set apart from the rest of the collective. And I'm still dealing with my little thing. I was coughing all night. So that's all right. I need to go to the store and get some cough medicine because I have to go to the gym today. All right, so what's going on for the rest of October? What I need to do is I'm going to pick two vehicles, two automobiles, and then y'all are going to pick, and then we're going to have ourselves a little reading. Let me see. I still have to shuffle, though, to get to the two cards. There's a lot of energy in October that's universal, so I expect a lot of major arcana. How you deal with it, though, is free will. So, there's a lot of flip-flopping with the universe and what happens. It could be good, it could be bad, but your response to it is what's important in terms of where you are, right? It's even more like the weather. Like, you cannot control the weather, right? So it's your responsibility to correctly respond and react. You can't get mad, or at least unless you're a 12-year-old, you can't get mad if it rains or something like that, So the bottom card for these two cards is the Magician. Yeah, so that's awesome. All right, so for one of the cards we're going to do, and you better choose quick, one of the cards we're going to do a Buick Grand National, and the other card we're going to do a Porsche 928. So you should have decided by now, are you the Buick Grand National or are you the Porsche 928? All right, so I'm going to flip a coin, and then I'm going to tell my dog to be quiet. All right, so heads is the Buick Grand National, and tails is the Porsche. All right, so Porsche is first. Porsche 928, Buick Grand National. Beautiful. All right, I'm excited. So Porsche first. The Hanged Man. The rest of your October is all about getting a new perspective. I think it's a pretty spiritual time. I'm drawn for the first time ever to these little tiny shapes, almost like celestial shapes. So this is, before I'd kind of read this as water, but it could be water or sky, right? Depends on your perspective. So just like I was saying earlier, It really is all about how you see things, whether they're good or bad. Like, and I'm not talking like a Pollyanna sort of like, oh, you see the silver lining in everything. And, well, we've got a little miniature dog fight here. I'm not saying like you see good things in absolute bad things. Like, you know, it really used to piss me off. I've had people die in my life. I've had people pass away. And, man, the things that come out of other people's mouths when somebody you love passes away. And I understand it is not easy to approach a grieving person. I get it. But seriously, everybody should read a book or something so that you are more adept at approaching someone who has been through loss. Because the things that I said are the things that I heard. I didn't say anything, mostly to these people. But like, you know, if I'm not talking, so I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about somebody saying, oh my gosh, you know, you lost your dad or you lost your best friend. Like, at least they're in heaven now. Like, bitch, I don't believe in heaven. Like, you know, so you got to be really careful. So my point is, it is not like that. Okay. So I digress. It's not like that. It's seeing a potential in, okay, so in a coin, right? So if you get a coin and the universe is giving you a coin and you see a good side and a bad side, this is all about you get to choose where this falls, right? So if you want to see heads, you can make it land on heads. If you want to see tails, you can make it land on tails. That's what this energy is about. The universe is giving you the coin. Which side do you want it to land on? I know that probably doesn't make as much sense as I think it does. But you know what? I have a lot of phlegm in my brain, so not literally, guys, not literally. Okay, so the Fuego deck is a controversial choice for this drawing, but here we are. It flew out the tower on me, and I think, you know, a lot of times we go into the Hanged Man after we get the tower in life. It just is hopefully we do, actually. If you don't go into a Hanged Man briefly after you've been through a tower, you are staying in the tower, right? So that's the natural best progression. So someday I'm going to stop shuffling these cards and we're going to get some clarifiers on the Hanged Man. You know, in her world, is it the sea? Is it the sky? It's up to her to decide. You've got celestial, you've got waves, you've got aurora borealis, you know. Here we are in Iceland looking at the aurora borealis. Okay. Bottom card, a card that has been coming up time and time and time and time and time and time again for the last 2 weeks. The Ten of Swords. Something is done, ended, over. And it could be an emotion, it could be a feeling, it could be a hang up. I get that with a lot of you. It's a hang up. The thing that you've really been shouldering, and this hang up that you've been bearing for maybe even years, you're ready to sort of let it go and, you know, stick a fork in it. It's done. Let it go and start to think a fresh perspective. Yeah. Death, Seven of Pentacles, the Star. Yeah, everything's right there and available for you. I think the reiterance here is that you have to let something go to give something your full attention. Like, you have to stop looking at someone with a particular set of eyes, like stop looking at someone as the enemy in order to start looking at them as an ally. Like you can't have both. I understand duality better than most people. The option to embrace someone as a friend or an enemy is always there, but you can't do both and not drive yourself crazy and not be incredibly stressed out. I've tried. But listen, you have the opportunity to let go of past ways of thinking and really dive deep into this and get everything you wanted. So it is a matter of perspective. It's not an easy thing to let go, but I think it's easier now than it is in the coming months. So use this opportunity now through the rest of October to really prioritize, what makes you happy and edit your life accordingly. So if you realize that your happiness lies with a particular person, place, or thing, figure out what has been the obstacle and then work on letting that go. And if that was a thought, then let go of those thoughts. Talk to somebody if you have to, but I think it's entirely within your control these next 2 weeks. If it was another person, let go of that person a little bit. The point is that you have to prioritize what makes you happy and what gives you joy. And you might have to rearrange your life and your schedule a little bit, but you're going to find out that letting go a little bit is going to give you the most prosperity and the most happiness in the end. So, we grasp onto things, we clutch onto things like this tower. We clutch onto these things that are comfortable to us, even if they're toxic, right? They're comfortable to us because we're familiar with them. We were raised with them or something like them, and we understand them. Even if it's like understanding what putrefaction feels like. We understand it, and so we're comfortable in a vat of goo and that toxicity. Okay, well, what if you actually decided to get out of it and walk towards happiness? It might be hard to reframe your life around something that isn't quite as comfortable, but in the end, it's what your soul is crying for, like you are. And it's also going to benefit you financially. Abundance is going to come to you if you make that brave decision. It's an incredibly brave decision, but I think you have it now because you already see it. You already have the perspective shift. So it's just a matter of the action. And I believe in you. I think you can do it. All right. Let's do the Buick Grand National. Sorry for the sniffles. I'm excited. I'm nervous. What is under this card? Oh my gosh. The Chariot. Yeah. Oh, that's great. So, determination. I see a fiery determination. This is great for that particular muscle car, like to have the Chariot. Like you can almost see it racing. Okay, perfect. So, it takes an incredible amount of willpower. The rest of the month, you have to be. I would be surprised if I don't get a strength card here, because your inner strength and determination is what is going to drive you to success this rest of this month and even into next month. You'll notice in this card, and I did pick this deck for a reason, right? So in this card, the Chariot, the horses are completely wild. They're not tethered to that caravan. It is the driver's pure, sheer willpower, magical strength. It's magic that is causing the caravan to move behind the horses. The horses are pulling the caravan by pure kinetic telekinetics, right? Telekinetics? No. Yeah? No, that's thought. Whatever it is. There's no tethering. They could run free at any time. They could just run off. But they're pulling the caravan because of him. Because of him. So, yeah, keep your horses in line. Keep your horses in line. Keep that determination. Do what you set out to do in the first place. That's going to be the key for the rest of this month. You Grand National folks, don't dither away, okay? If you are one to start dithering, don't dither away. Make sure that you keep focused on what you came into this week to do, okay? And do it. Keep doing it. All right, I'm going to pull some clarifier cards. I mean, that was a lot just from that card, but it's absolutely accurate. I think we've got two different wills here. We've got the will to be sort of proud and puffy, and then we've got the will to just run, to just absolutely run with it. So you've got this confidence, this, macho sort of front that might be, that you might be enticed to put forward. And then you have the need to just run, like you're scared shitless. You got to get the fuck out. And keeping those two energies in line and absolutely in your control will be like a constant meditation for the next 2-3 weeks. Like, to keep your fear from destroying and running off from your intention is going to be a constant meditation. So y'all have it a little bit rougher than the Porsche 928 folks. A little bit rougher. You still have to make choices based on how you understand things, but you have to basically meditate on everything. Just slow down. Go with the flow. Go with your instincts. And don't really react to much. Just follow what you love and what you're passionate about and what you set your intentions for at the beginning of the of this time period, this last couple weeks. Okay, bottom card is King of Swords, Nine of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Four of Swords. Wow, yeah, so much. Yeah, so you have these options here. You're at the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords indicates that, you're almost to the finish line. You almost have what you want. You are almost ready to get where you're going, stable these horses, and relax. You really are. And so you've just got to maintain that focus. It's almost like maintaining the focus is all you have to do, basically, at this point. Maintaining that meditation, keeping those horses in line is all you have to do. You don't even have to put any real work in. Just keep the focus. Just keep the focus, and you're there. And the Queen of Swords is all about determination. It's all about that confidence. You can absolutely do this. This is very, 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 very clear. Yeah, so that's really it, I think, in a nutshell. Let's do some bridging energies. I'm going to go back to back to, remember our bottom card was the Magician this whole time. Let's go back to the Light Seers for a couple of bridging cards. What do these two groups have in common? I kind of phased out a little bit. It seems like I was gone for a year. So weird. Okay. I don't know what to do without the dogs barking in the background. She's being very specific about, no, we got to have the two cards exactly as I would have them. Okay, universe. I can't just pull up. This is an important reading according to the universe, so. Okay. All right, bottom card is King of Swords again. We have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, the Eight of Swords. And the Three of Cups. Yeah, I'm just seeing what's underneath. Yeah, so driving that energy is the Four of Wands and the Knight of Cups and the Devil reversed. I think this is an incredibly healing time if you allow it to be. I think it's going to be a time of healing that's not a struggle. So if you listen to your instinct and you're able to go, softly and quietly into that good night and accept help from others, even if it's just subtle, even if it's just like, smiling back at a stranger or accepting an invitation to a party that you normally wouldn't go to, or, like not being so adversarial with some of the people in your life who cause you grief. You have an incredible opportunity to heal right now. I think that you can soothe these Eight of Swords and move into the Nine of Swords. You can move into the Ten of Swords, and then you can really be done with this. I think there's some of you who aren't quite at the Ten of Swords yet, and either that or the universe is flip-flopping you back from the 8 to the 10 to the 8 to the 10. So use this opportunity to, both of you, everyone, all y'all, to step back a minute and really sort of accept the kindness and goodness and direction that comes into your life that is healing to you. Accept the things that seem healing. Because I think you can definitely move this Eight of Swords forward and be a little Three of Cups. Move into your Three of Cups. Move into that quiet community that will give you peace. And yeah, so it's just right there. Anyway, that's your reading. Go forth and meditate.